Hey, what's up, Warriors? It is Jeff from WarriorLife.com, and one of the features that we're adding to our channel now is the ability to do bug-out bag reviews, survival gear reviews, and answer questions and offer tips that are coming from our readers and our viewers that are out there. And so we got this one question that I think is I get this a lot right now. And this one comes from Patrick, and it's, is it better to buy an already made bug-out bag, or is it better to build my own for my family of 3? Now, I saw this out there, and I thought this was a really good common question to bring into our channel, because a lot of people now are becoming more aware of the need to be self-reliant and self-protected. And if that's one thing the pandemic did, was it really raised the consciousness of people out there that you really can't just depend upon the government and everybody else to take care of you. You have to take care of yourself. We see this with natural disasters and things like that as well. So it would seem like you would be saving money and checking the box on I'm prepared by just going down to, I know there's a bunch of YouTube videos about Walmart bug-out bags where I'm supposed to be able to walk into Walmart and I got like $3 in my pocket and a lint-covered M&M, and all of a sudden I'm able to walk out like as a doomsday prepper. And the reality is a lot different than that. In fact, I don't often recommend that people buy made bug-out bags, and there's a few reasons for that. So number one is your bug-out bag, your evacuation kit, your survival kit needs to really be specific to your threats. And we always have everybody do a threat matrix. Like, what are the most common things? Then we have a compounding effect that we say that you always add 50% to the worst disaster, the worst threat that's been in your area. And we use that as kind of like a base model for it. So you're not going to need a lot of cold weather gear necessarily if you live in Florida. So you need to really make sure that everything is specific to your threat. And what you find with a lot of these done-for-you bug-out bags is that the kit is already done for you, but it's containing a lot of stuff that you're not going to need. Now, I get it if you want to save money, but if you, the most expensive survival gear is the stuff that you buy that you don't actually need. Even more expensive than that is the stuff that you do need, but when you go to use it, it's not any good. It's inferior quality. So I'll give you an example of this. I went into kind of the Walmart website and looked at some of the done-for-you kits that are out there. This is only about $50, but you can see what you get inside of this is a lot of gear that you probably are not going to use. So you have a bunch of different ponchos here. You have some water, which is a very common thing, that it'll load it with like these little packets of water that store for a long period of time. Water will naturally store for a long period of time inside of any sort of a container. So you want to make sure that you're not paying for a bunch of stuff that you don't need. These are survival rations that are included in here, some masks, a pry bar, throw in a deck of cards and some matches, and we check the box. Of course, we got our little portable potty here that we bring with us as well. So this is $50, it's not that much, but you've got a big old survival kit, written right on here. If you were to have to be forced to evacuate from your home and resources are low, do you really want to be walking around with something that says, hey, I've got a whole bunch of gear. If you don't have anything, just come ask me. So I'm not a big fan of it from that standpoint. The other thing is you're going to get a lot of stuff that you really don't need, even in the more expensive ones. Now, this is for a family of 4 that I also found. This one is $900. So again, if you have a family of 4, you might think for $900, I can just check the box and we're good to go. But what you find is with a lot of the stuff that they do have here, you're not going to need it. Do you really need, for example, a ham radio that you would need a license for? But you're going to have to learn how to use a ham radio. Are you really going to need that? There's things that are going to be a little bit heavy to stick inside of there. This is a portable stove, which are very handy, but are you really going to need that? Are you going to need a rappel rope out there? So you're going to be paying for a lot of things that you don't need. I can imagine when I was in the military and my commanding officer said, Anderson, what the hell you got on your backpack there? Well, sir, it's a solar-covered fan or a solar-powered fan because, it gets hot out here. So are you really going to need this stuff? This is going to be a lot of wasted money that's out there. Then it comes down to the quality of the gear that you get as well. So here's a breakdown, a little bit more of this, of what's included in this entire kit right here. And so again, you've got slingshots, you have these multi-tools, you have multiples of everything here. There's a machete here as well. But what you're going to find is that the quality of the gear that you get is going to be very poor because they're trying to increase the profit margin of what they have to. I mean, it takes a lot to put all this stuff together and order it from different places and put it together for you. So they're doing that work, but you can do that yourself. When it comes to the quality, though, it's going to be a huge difference. You're going to get, this is a poncho according to these types of different bug-out bags that are out there. This is a poncho according to the military. This one you can make a shelter with and stay perfectly dry all night. This one is going to get torn and you are going to be wet and cold, miserable, and potentially even endanger your life. So you're not making any sort of shelter out of this as opposed to this. So quality really does mean something, all right? You have to look at prepping as more of a lifestyle choice. Being prepared, being self-reliant is a lifestyle that we all choose. And it doesn't mean you have to build a bunker in your backyard or anything like that. It just means being ready for any crisis that comes up and realizing that the government is not going to be there to take care of you. So you really need to personalize it with your own threat matrix, talk about that with your family, do the research on your own, and then make it fun. Collect the gear, even if it's little by little, that you're going to need specific to your purposes that are also going to be good quality. If you do it over time and just kind of stay with the essentials first, then you can take care of your needs very, very quickly, yet very inexpensively as well. In fact, there's another video that we have on our channel where I go over just the essentials that you need for a bug-out bag. And it really only comes out to 16 pounds for my bug-out bag with this ultralight approach. And it's not expensive. So I'll go ahead and put a link here for that video. That'll take you over there on this video as well, or down in the show notes there too. So, all right, so now I want to hear from you. What are some of the other things that you've noticed if you tried to either look for a done-for-you bag, or as you're putting together your own gear, what have you found to be the best kind of filtering process for you that would help other people out there with putting together their bug-out bag? Go ahead and leave a comment down in the show notes here or wherever you see this video. And if you have a question or you want to do a review of your bug-out bag contents, you can go on over to warriorlifetips.com. And you can go ahead and submit it there. And if we end up using your bug-out bag review or your question for survival on our channel and our podcast or on our video channel, then we will go ahead and send you a thank you gift in the mail to reward you for putting that in as well. All right. So again, over at warriorlifetips.com. If you like this video, if you want to see other reviews and other Q&As, just go ahead and hit subscribe and click on the little bell to get a notification anytime that we put out another video. And until that next broadcast, as Jeff Anderson is saying, prepare, train, and survive.